Stop a moment to think. How many times this week have you told yourself you could not complete something? You told yourself the goal is too hard, that it is not for you. Even when you truly want it, even when it is your greatest dream, you step back. How many times does one part of you say you can, while another part pulls you back into your comfort zone? What if I told you that your spoken and silent words directly shape your reality and what you receive from the universe? When your words repeat old patterns, life repeats old outcomes. When your words align with honest possibility, reality begins to respond. In this video, you will learn how to retune your inner narrator and speak in a way that actually communicate your intention to the reality you want to live. If this somehow speaks to your soul, and you want to always receive powerful messages like the one you are about to hear, we invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel. Now, if you are prepared, let's enter the quantum zone together. There is a deeper layer behind the struggle we named in the introduction. The voice inside you is not a spectator. The voice inside you is a broadcaster that sends instructions to your body, to your behavior, and to the field of relationships and opportunities. What station is your broadcaster tuned to right now? If you pause, you may hear that your inner commentary is not quiet description. It is a set of commands that selects outcomes before action begins. You say that a goal is too hard, and your nervous system conserves energy by withdrawing effort. You say that a door is closed and your attention stops scanning for timing and support. You say you are not ready, and your breath becomes shallow and your posture falls in line with that belief. This is not moral failure. This is a feedback loop between observation, narration, and repeated results. If you really stop to consider, you will notice that much of this commentary did not begin with you. Family phrases and cultural stories trained your mind to label situations in very specific ways. Those labels became default stations on the dial. The room changes, the people change, but the same station plays again and again. In a world of many potentials, the observer voice is what collapses one potential into the experience you call real. When your voice is coherent, intention, feeling, and action line up, and the potential you want becomes vivid and available. When your voice is chaotic, a part of you says yes and another part says no, and the result is static outcomes that look like confusion and delay. Coherence is not fake positivity. Coherence is earned clarity. You acknowledge the data in front of you, and you also acknowledge a larger field of possibility that the old label did not include. You hold both pieces at once, like a musician tuning by ear and also checking the meter. Consider a simple story. A woman named Maya walks into a recording studio burdened by a week of misses and doubts. Every microphone captures her sighs and her second guesses. The engineer invites her to try a different approach. He asks her to say one honest sentence about the present moment and give it a fresh label. She says, "I missed 2 deadlines and I am learning to restore focus now." Her breath deepens, her shoulders align. The engineer does not edit her words to make them pretty. He asks her to repeat the sentence slowly until it rings true. Then he raises the fader on the channel that carries steady intention. The performance changes without force. Maya did not pretend. She tuned. You can do the same in your living room or at your desk. Here is a micro-protocol to practice the mechanics of observer voice. Step 1. Pause for 10 seconds and feel the body as it is. Name 3 sensations that are present now. This grounds the nervous system and primes the reticular activating system to filter for relevance. Step 2. Speak one accurate sentence about the moment without adding drama, and then apply a fresh label that opens a door. Use and to connect the facts and the new lens. Say, "I am behind on this task, and I am choosing one clear next step before I check messages." Step 3. Breathe a little deeper and choose one action that matches the sentence you just spoke. If the brain tries to pull you into old stations, practice not knowing mind for a few breaths. Ask a gentle question. What else might be available if I do not assume I know the ending? You will often feel a small shift in the body, like interest returning to your eyes or a softer weight in your jaw. That shift signals the move from problem scan to solution scan. Identity reorganizes around capacity rather than around lack. This is the essence of the mechanics. Observation is a selection device. Language is the control panel. Coherence is the power supply. When you change the language you use to label the moment, you change the instructions your mind and your environment receive. You are not forcing the world to obey you. You are learning to transmit a steady signal, and to hear the response that has been hiding under the static. The next chapter will take this further and show you how to upgrade observation without fake positivity. You do not need a mask of optimism to change results. You need a cleaner lens that tells the truth and opens a doorway. Fake positivity tries to outrun pain by saying everything is fine. Upgraded observation sits with the data and adds a wiser instruction. It says, this is the scene, and this is the next direction. That shift preserves dignity and increases power. The brain predicts what will happen next and prepares the body to match that forecast. If your narration predicts failure, your body assigns low energy and narrow attention. If your narration predicts learning and traction, your body assigns usable energy and wider attention. Language does not float above biology. Biology feeds back into language. Let us draw a clean boundary between pretending and upgrading. Pretending denies sensations, facts, and limits. Upgrading names what is present, then invites a wider map of the possible. Pretending blocks curiosity. Consider a story you can step into. A man named Elias works in a design studio and has delayed a proposal for 10 days. He keeps saying the client is impossible, and his body sinks whenever he opens the file. One afternoon, he tries a different approach. He closes his eyes, notices heat in his face, and whispers, "I feel fear and frustration, and I am choosing a first outline in the next 20 minutes." He sketches 3 frames and emails a draft that same hour. The client replies with clear edits and a softer tone. Elias did not lie to himself. He used accurate words that respected his state and pointed him toward a useful action. The field around him responded to the new clarity. If you really pause to think about it, this path is simple but not always easy. Old identity clings to labels like I am a procrastinator or I am not technical. They are simply stations on the dial. You can retune. You do that by combining precision, permission, and practice. Precision means emotional granularity. Instead of I feel bad, try I feel disappointment, alertness, and a thin strand of hope. Specific labels reduce threat and increase choice because the amygdala calms when the prefrontal regions name sensations with detail. Note what your breath, posture, and voice do when you use certain phrases. You will find sentences that collapse energy and sentences that raise it. Permission means you allow the body to be where it is while you choose a helpful next move. Permission is not surrender to the old story. Permission is the starting point for a more honest command. Say I feel tightness in my chest, and I am safe to take one small step. Say I feel doubt, and I will keep my promise for the next 10 minutes. Say I feel anger, and I will convert that heat into clear boundaries. Practice means repetition until the new station becomes automatic. Neuroplasticity follows attention and repetition. You can lock the habit with small rituals tied to daily anchors. When you touch a door handle, exhale fully and name one accurate sentence plus a fresh instruction. At your desk, speak one identity statement that fits the action you're about to take. I am a person who brings things to conclusion, and I am closing one loop before I open another. Here is a micro practice that builds coherence without pretending. Step 1. Breathe in through the nose for a count of 4, then breathe out a little longer and repeat 5 times. This steadies the vagus nerve and supports clear decision-making. Step 2. Name 3 sensations and 3 emotions that are present right now. Step 3. Speak one sentence that joins what is true and what you can do next, using the word and to hold the 2 halves together. I am behind on my project and I am choosing the next measurable action now. Step 4. Ask a curious question that invites the wider map. What support or timing might become visible if I keep my attention in this moment? Step 5. Take the first action, however small, and mark a win with a calm breath. The world tends to mirror the dominant tone of your narration. This is not mystical thinking. It is a description of how attention filters data and how people attune to you. When your words carry integrity, people feel trust and often meet you at that level. When your words carry static, people feel the split and respond with mixed signals. Upgrading observation changes the signal you send and the signals you can hear. There is a precise way to speak so that your words become a signal the universe can hear. Your words are instructions that your nervous system follows and that other people respond to. If you speak in static, you receive static outcomes. If you speak with coherence, you receive coherent responses. Do you want your voice to select the reality you prefer? Here is the core principle. State the present fact, join it with intention using the word and finish with one concrete action. This structure tells the brain what to look for and tells the world how to meet you. The reticular activating system begins to filter for matches. Breath steadies the vagus nerve and emotion becomes usable fuel. Use present tense so the instruction can be executed now. Prefer affirmative language instead of negation. Say I am restoring focus rather than I am not distracted. Use specific and short sentences that end with a period. Link the fact and the intention with and, not with but. The word but deletes what came before it. The word and holds both pieces and expands choice. Here are model sentences you can adapt. I missed 2 deadlines and I am restoring focus for the next 20 minutes. I feel doubt in my stomach and I am writing the first paragraph now. This room feels tense and I am bringing a calm breath and a clear question. I want a new role and I am reaching out to 2 mentors today. Each sentence is an instruction to your mind and to the field around you. Why does this work? The brain predicts and prepares the body to match the forecast carried by your words. Prediction shapes breath, posture, and attention, which in turn shape action. Action shapes outcomes, which then reinforce the next prediction. When the forecast is coherent and honest, the loop becomes a ladder rather than a trap. Practice this short ritual to strengthen your signal. Step 1. Breathe in through the nose for a count of 4 and breathe out a little longer 5 times. Step 2. Name 3 sensations that are present, such as temperature, pressure, and movement. Step 3. Speak 1 sentence that joins the fact and the intention with the word and. Step 4. Name 1 measurable action you will take in the next 5 minutes. Step 5. Match your words with posture that is open and with a gaze that is steady. Ask 1 curious question to invite support. What resources or timing might become visible if I keep my attention here? Take the action and mark a win with a slow breath. Let us bring this to life with a short story. Layla wants to move to a new city, but she keeps telling herself that the timing is wrong. She tries a different approach. She breathes, notices a tight jaw, and speaks a clean sentence. She says, I feel fear, and I'm researching 3 neighborhoods for 30 minutes. She messages a friend with a calm question. The friend introduces her to a tenant who is leaving next month. Layla schedules a visit and practices 1 identity statement before the meeting. She says, I am a person who asks clear questions, and I am choosing a home that fits my values. The visit goes well, and options open. Layla changed the way she spoke, and the world changed the way it responded. Clean your internal monologue before you speak out loud. If the inner voice attacks you, the body will not trust the outer words. Replace attack with accurate description plus direction. Say, I feel tension and concern, and I am willing to meet this step with care. Say, I feel excitement and uncertainty, and I am moving 1 inch forward now. When inner and outer speech match, the signal becomes stable. Speak like this and receive what you desire. State the fact, add intention with and. Name the next action. Match breath and posture with the words. Invite support with a clear question. Act and mark a win. In the next chapter, we will move from personal signal to collective field, so that rooms and opportunities synchronize with your steadier voice. You have learned how to turn inner speech into a clear instruction that the world can meet. Now extend that signal from self to room, from room to network, and from network to opportunity. The way you speak becomes a tuning fork that other nervous systems hear and often match. This is the collective field. It is the shared pattern of attention, emotion, and meaning that forms between people. What tone does your voice broadcast when you enter a meeting or a kitchen or a classroom? If your tone is tight, people brace. If your tone is steady and specific, people relax and participate. Sentence structure carries invitation or pressure. Bodies respond to your clarity or to your confusion. Here is a method for shaping the collective field. First, stabilize your own signal with breath and posture so that your voice is paced and grounded. Second, speak 1 honest sentence that names the shared reality. Third, add intention with the word, and finish with 1 concrete next step that can be executed now. Fourth, invite 1 clear response that lets people contribute without guessing. When you do this, groups find coherence faster and options improve. Consider a story you can step into. A team gathers to discuss a difficult delivery after a week of mixed messages. The manager feels pressure and would usually lecture for 20 minutes. She chooses a different approach. She breathes for 4 counts in and 6 counts out. She opens with a clean sentence. She says we shipped late this month and we are mapping the 3 most controllable steps in the next hour. She asks what is the smallest blocker we can remove today to restore momentum. The room shifts. Hands raise with practical ideas instead of defenses. The conversation moves from blame to design. The field becomes a place where solutions can appear. This method works in families and friendships as well. A parent says dinner is cold and you never come on time and the room contracts. A parent says dinner is cooling and I am plating now so we can eat while it is warm and the room softens. The second sentence holds the fact and the intention and a near-term action. You cannot control another person. You can influence the shared pattern by stabilizing your own broadcast and pointing attention toward what helps. Use this mini ritual to shape rooms in real time. Step 1. Notice 3 sensory details in the space, such as light, temperature, and horizon. Step 2. State 1 shared fact in a single short sentence. Step 3. Add intention with the word, and then point to a measurable action that can begin now. Step 4. Invite a response with a question that has a clear lane. What one contribution can you make in the next 15 minutes that moves this forward? Step 5. Mirror back 1 sentence you hear so that people feel seen. This closes loops and builds trust. Your words also travel beyond the room through the quality of the messages you send. A coherent email is a signal that tells people how to meet you. Open with 1 accurate fact about the situation. Add intention with, and name the next action and the time window. Ask for 1 specific reply. You turn confusion into coordination. There is a deeper layer when you speak with alignment. People feel the match between language and body. The match is called congruence. Congruence lowers threat and invites collaboration. When your voice carries care and clarity, other voices begin to follow the rhythm. Opportunities that were not visible become available because more minds are scanning in the same direction. Bridge to the closing of this journey. You now have a personal practice for signal and a social practice for field. You can walk into a room and speak in a way that creates space for solutions and support. You can leave the room and continue the signal through your messages and your choices. We have walked from the noise of self-doubt to the clarity of a coherent voice. Your words are instructions that your nervous system and the world can understand. Speak the fact, add intention with the word, and then finish with a concrete action. Use present tense so the body can execute now. Choose affirmative language that opens behavior. Match breath and posture to your sentence so the signal is stable. Invite support with a clear question and allow response to meet you. You learn that the observer voice is a broadcaster that selects outcomes. You learn to retire prediction by the past and to enter possibility time. You learn to align inner speech and outer speech so the field can attune to you. You practiced simple rituals that build stability without pretending. Now ask yourself, what would change this week if every sentence you spoke carried 1 honest fact, 1 clear intention, and 1 next action? Who would you become if your voice no longer repeated history and instead tuned the present with care? What rooms and opportunities would open if you spoke in coherence and listened for matching signals? Which identity would you release if you allowed your language to serve choice rather than fear? If you absorb this message and you are one of the few who will practice it today, write a comment that says, "I speak," and reality responds. Share 1 sentence you will use in the next hour. Now, if you feel called to continue the inner journey and wish to extend today's practice, 2 messages will appear on the screen. One will guide you toward a deeper understanding of your consciousness. The other will reaffirm familiar beliefs designed to keep you in old vibrations. I will not label them for you. Trust the frequency that resonates in your chest. I hope to see you on the other side.